Good day, everyone. I am Prelis Chica and I am going to report total quality management. Managers are responsible for ensuring that the quality of work produced by their team meets the required standard, whether they are manufacturing a product or providing services. Let's talk about meeting expectation. People know good quality when they see it, and typically, the higher the price the consumer pay, the higher the quality expected. A customer buying coffee, for example, will expect the quality of Starbucks to be different from a canteen bought coffee. For businesses, the key to successful quality management is ensuring that the quality of their product or service meets or exceeds the expectation of their customers. Organizations manage quality control by setting standards and checking that they are being met at every stage of the process. For example, in manufacturing, when raw materials arrive in factory during production and before the finished goods are dispatched to the customer. Quality is everything. Traditionally, quality was managed through periodic inspections. If a defective product or poor service was detected at the time of inspection, it was corrected, preferably before the consumer became aware of the problem. Today, quality management is at the heart of everything that goes on within the organization. Each process and activities is monitored to maintain a desired level of quality, and the focus is on exceeding customer expectations. This philosophy that the long-term success of business depends on customer satisfaction is known as Total Quality Management or TQM, and it is originated in industrial Japan in 1950s. Employees are committed in improving products, services, process, and the culture of organization itself. We want our customers to be happy. Total quality management put the customer first, defining quality as something that meets or exceeds customer expectations. People from across an organization are responsible for making sure these quality standards are met. Improvements to quality are driven by data and analysis, including customer feedback. Meeting set standards of quality is a continuous and organization-wide process. Quality standards are set according to customer satisfaction with the product or service on offer. Ensuring the customer is happy with the final product is at the heart of the organization. Managers are responsible for the process of measuring quality against the set standards. Before I end this, let me share with you my favorite quote related to quality from John Ruskin. Quality is never an accident. It is always the result of intelligent effort. That's all, everyone. Thank you and have a nice day.
Good day guys, another day for another quality check. For today's topic, we will going to discuss about Dr. Armand V. Feigenbaum, who is a quality and expert and businessman. He devised the total quality concept and which inspired by total quality management. Dr. Armand V. Feigenbaum is the developer of total quality concept, was the president and the CEO of General System Academy, which he founded in 1968. In 2008, Dr. Feigenbaum was presented with the National Medal of Technology by the President Bush at the East Wing of White House. The National Medal of the highest honor for technological activities bestowed on America's leading innovations. In 1937 to 1968, Dr. Feigenbaum grew up from entry-level pre-college job to be the hands-off manager of quality and the company world manager of manufacturing operation and quality control at the General Electric Company in 1958 to 1968 at New York City. While concurrently at GE, he developed the concept of total quality control. This concept was first introduced in article in 1946. As a doctoral student in 1951 at MIT, Dr. Feigenbaum was the first edition of his book entitled Total Quality Control. He established the principle of total quality management. It is the approach of quality and profitability that has profoundly influenced strategy and productivity. In the competition of world markets in the US, it is founded in Europe, Asia, Latin America, and Middle East. He wrote Total Quality Control is an effective system integrating the quality development, quality maintenance, and quality improvement efforts of various organizations so as to enable person as the most economical levels and allows full customer satisfaction. Dr. Armand P. Feigenbaum is best known for total quality control, quality cost, and the hidden plant. Total quality control is a system where the development, maintenance, and improvement are effectively integrated to ensure the production and service at a considerable lower cost. These elements are focusing on total quality through internal and external. Quality is the customer perception of what quality is, not what company think it is. Quality and costs are the same but not different. Quality and innovation is mutually beneficial. Managing quality is managing the business. Quality is a principle. Quality is not temporary or quick fix, but a continuous process of improvement. Productivity gained by cost-effective, demonstrably beneficial quality investment. Implementation quality is encompassing suppliers and customers in the system. Quality cost. Quality is the total cost and part of process of improvement. The classification of quality-related entries into company's ledger and enable business makes more improvement to evaluate decision based on insights, costs, and enlarging profits. Third is the hidden plan. The hidden plan means is being extra in work is performed in correcting mistakes, so that there is a still hidden plant within the factory. Moving on, here's Dr. Feigenbaum's contribution as well. First, TQM concept. Second, system engineering. Third is economic accountability. TQM concept is the foundation of modern management. Second, system engineering. It is the effect of business flow. And lastly, the economic accountability. It studies the effect of poor quality management inside the organization.
Hi, I'm Chinimay de Guzman and I will be reporting about Walter Schuhart and his contribution to total quality management. Walter Schuhart was a giant among giants in the quality movement during the first half century. His mentoring of other engineers at Western Electric and his groundbreaking work with control charts arguably led a quality revolution and launched the quality profession. But before we continue our discussion with his contribution to total quality management, let us know more about Walter Schuhart. Walter Schuhart was born on March 18, 1891 in New Canton, Illinois. He attended the University of Illinois, receiving bachelor's and master's degrees. In 1914, he married Edna Hart and moved to California, where he earned his doctoral degrees in physics while studying as a Whiting Fellow at the University of California. In 1971, he was an American physicist, engineer, and statistician. Walter Schuhart died on March 11, 1967 in Troy Hills, New Jersey. In 1918, Schuhart joined the Inspection of Engineering Department of the Western Electric Corporation in Hawthorne, Illinois. Western Electric manufactured telephone hardware for Bell Telephone Corporation. Although no one could have realized it at the time, Schuhart would alter the course of industrial history. Schuhart was part of a group of people who were all destined to become famous in their time. This group included Harold Dodge and Harry Rummig, known for their work on product sampling plants. George Edwards, who became the first president of the American Society for Quality Control, was Schuhart's supervisor. Schuhart mentored many during his tenure, including Joseph Durham. During the summers of 1925 and 1926, Edward Deming, an American engineer, worked as an intern at the Hawthorne, Illinois, where he became interested in Schuhart's work. Now, let's move to his contribution in total quality management. The original notions of total quality management and continuous improvement trace back to a former Bell Telephone employee named Walter Schuhart. Engineers at Bell Telephone had been working to improve the reliability of their transmission systems. Business dictated a need to reduce the frequency of failures and repairs to their amplifiers, connectors, and other equipment that were buried underground. Bell Telephone had already realized that reducing variation in manufacturing processes would have a positive impact on their repair cost. At the same time, the company determined the continual adjustments in process parameters reacting to non-conformances resulted in increased variation and a degradation of quality. Bell Telephone's discoveries in product variation resulted in the institution of an inspection program ensuring a specification and quality standards to avoid sending defective products to consumers. Even though this program was somewhat effective, it was very costly to deal with inspecting and sorting of finished goods. As a professor, Walter Schuhart preached the importance of adapting management processes to create profitable situations for both businesses and consumers, promoting the utilization of his own creation, the SPC control chart. Let me give you an additional knowledge about SPC control chart. SPC control chart is a tool originally developed in early 1920s that helps one record data and lets you see when an unusual event occurs. Walter Schuhart believed that the lack of information greatly hampered the efforts of control and management processes in a production environment. In order to aid a manager in making scientific, efficient, economical decisions, he developed statistical process control methods. Many of the modern ideas regarding quality owe their inspiration to Dr. Schuhart. Schuhart proposed that to improve quality and reduce scrap, common cost variation should be controlled. In this way, the process can be brought under statistical control. In order to distinguish between special cost and common cost variations, first the process should be brought to a state of statistical control. Schuhart identified two aspects of quality categories of variation which he called assignable costs and the chance cost variation. Assignable cost is a type of variation in which a specific activity or event can be linked to inconsistency in a system. It is a natural variation in a process and identifiable in a given process or measurement. While chance cost is a process that is operating with only chance causes of variation present, is said to be in statistical control or an inherent part of the process. Walter Schuhart also developed the Schuhart cycle learning and improvement cycle, combining both creative management thinking with statistical analysis. This cycle contains 4 continuous steps. These are plan, do, study, and act. Schuhart believed that these steps will ultimately lead to total quality improvement. The cycle draws its structure from the notion that constant evaluation of management practices, as well as the willingness of management to adopt and disregard unsupported ideas, are keys to the evolution of successful enterprise. That's the end of my topic, and let's proceed to the next one.
Good morning, sir. My topic is all about Malcolm Baldrige Jr. When anyone mentions the name Malcolm Baldrige, you might think of the prestigious quality award named after the man. The Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award is an award established by the U.S. Congress in 1987 to to raise the awareness of quality management and recognize U.S. companies that have implemented successful quality management system. Next is the career trajectory of Malcolm Baldrige. Baldrige began his manufacturing career by working in an iron foundry. He started as a foundry hand in 1947 and later became the president of the company by 1960 because of his diligence and hard work. In 1962, he left the foundry to head up the company called Scoville Incorporation. When he joined, Scoville was known primarily as a brass mill, but under Baldrige leadership, the company became widely diversified and branched out into the consumers and industrial goods markets. Next is Secretary of Commerce. In December 1980, President Ronald Reagan named Malcolm Baldrige as a Secretary of Commerce, and he was sworn in January 1981. During his tenure, he helped set policy for technology protection and work with Russian leaders to open Russia to American trade. Baldrige led the task force that drafted the Trade Act 1982 and was instrumental in rooting out and rectifying unfair trade practices. He would later go on to help reform U.S. and became highly regarded both in U.S. and around the world. Now, I will discuss Baldrige on quality improvement. Baldrige believed that the quality was the key to prosperity and economic growth. He drafted one of the early versions of the Quality Improvement Act of 1987, and Congress named an annual award after him in recognition of his efforts. Today, the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award is one of the most prestigious achievements possible for any manufacturing company, as it's recognized organization in the business, healthcare, education, and non-profit sector for performance excellence. Here is the three Malcolm Baldrige Quality Award can be given annually in 6 categories: manufacturing, service company, small business, education, healthcare, and non-profit. The education and healthcare categories were added in 1999, while the government and non-profit categories were added in 2007. Let's proceed to the Baldrige criteria for performance excellence. Applicants for the Baldrige Award are judged by an independent board of examiners. The 7 criteria for judging include: first is leadership, how the management team leads their organization and the community. Dito po, para sinasabi po na papaano yung management ay parang minamanage ng maayos yung isang organization para pumatok sa award ng performance excellence. Is strategy, how the company establishes and implements strategic decisions. Ito po yung kung paano yung kumpanya mo mag-establish or mag-implement ng strategic decision. Example, ikaw as a owner, paano ka ba mag-implement ng strategic decision sa kumpanya mo? Ganun po. Next is the customer. How the company builds and maintains relationship with its customers. Syempre po, as a company owner, paano mo i-maintain yung relationship ng customers mo sa company mo or sa business mo. And napaka-importante po ng relationship to the customers. Kasi kung wala yung customers mo, hindi ka kikita. Is measurement, analysis, and knowledge management. How efficiently organization uses data to support process and management performance. Next is workforce. Degree to which the company empowers and involves its workforce. Sixth is operations. The design, management, and improvement of key process. And the last is results. Examines the organization's performance and improvement in key business areas such as customer satisfaction, finances, human resources, suppliers, and partner performance, governance, and social responsibilities. Sa result po ay yung after mong i-apply lahat ng criteria nag-improve pa. Kumbaga, yung results na yun, makikita mo kung lahat ng in-apply mo nagawa ng isang kumpanya. Kagaya ng sa customer satisfaction, na ibigay ba yun ng kumpanya, yung finances, maintained ba, yung human resources, maganda ba yung pagpapalakad, tsaka yung pagmamanage ng human resources, tapos yung partner performance, kung maganda ba yung performance ng business partner mo, ganun po. Next, let's tackle the most important in the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award, the purpose of the Malcolm Baldrige Award. The main purpose of the Malcolm Baldrige Award include first, raise awareness about the importance of performance excellence. Second is recognize company that show performance excellence to tailor it for their own needs. Third is motivate U.S. companies and organizations to prove their quality standards and strive for excellence. Then the last is help companies and organizations embody the competitive spirit and drive the U.S. economy forward.
I am Charlotte D. De La Rosa from Bsba 3M, the reporter of Harold F. Dodge. Who is Harold F. Dodge? Harold French Dodge was born in Lowell in 1893 and was among the key architects of the field of SQC, Statistical Quality Control. Dodge completed his BS in Electrical Engineering from MIT in 1916 and his master's degree in physics from Columbia University in year of 1917. He is universally acclaimed for originating acceptance sampling plans for taking inspections operations on a scientific basis in terms of controllable risk. He also originated some other concepts such as skiplet sampling plans, CS-type continuous sampling, acceptance sampling schemes, and chain sampling plans. He was also one of the fellows and founding members of the society. He also authored a number of articles pertaining to the analysis of heart and lung sounds. Let's proceed to his contribution to total quality management. And this contribution is acceptance sampling. What is acceptance sampling? It is an important field of statistic quality control originally applied during World War II by the U.S. military for the testing of bullets. For example, I have a new product na ibebenta. So, kailangan ko mag-conduct ng mga step or process para ma-test ko kung karapat-dapat na ba itong ibenta or i-distribute kung sakali magkakaroon ako ng mga branches. And the second of his contribution is sampling inspection table, which means, kapag gumawa ako ng isang product, magkakandak din ako ng mga process, pero yung magiging output nun, doon na magagaling sa mga feedback ng ating mga customers. And last, I have a quotation about my report. Inspection does not improve the quality, nor guarantee quality. Inspection is too late. The quality, good or bad, is already in the product. As Harold F. Dodge said, you cannot expect quality into a product. And this is all my report about Harold French Dodge.
Good day, sir. I'm Benjamin Joshua Francisco, and today I'm going to tackle about a brief history and contribution of Barry G. Dale in total quality management. So first, here is a brief history about Barry G. Dale. So, Barry G. Dale is a professor of quality management at Manchester Business School, and also a founder of International Journal and Reliability Management, and also its co-editor for over 23 years. So in that span of years, he also produced 10 of his own books and 350 research papers about total quality management. So here is some of his books that he produced during that time. So the first book is Quality Costing, which he produced during 1999. This book provides managers with sound practical advice on how to define, collect, analyze, report, and use of quality cost. It also mainly target the manufacturing and non-manufacturing concerns, which is the marketing and service operations and commerce. This book also provides the proper way of managing quality cost, from analyzing to proper use of quality cost in an organization. So the next book is Managing Quality in Human Resources, which he published on 1997. It is a unique in integrating the work of specialists in quality management. This book also tackles the pros and cons or disadvantages or advantages of continuous improvement of an organization. Because with this, some competitors have an opportunity to sabotage their product or their services, and others may have spread some false accusation on the company name. This book also tackles the contributions or the roles and importance of everyone in the company, including the employees, the managers, the owners, their leadership style, the teamwork, and the employer-employee relationship inside of their organization. So the next book is a Total Quality Management Blueprint, which he also produced during 1999. It is a combining of theory and practice. It adopts balanced approach relevant to practicing managers and students. So in this book, it teaches us a basic and practical style in putting up our own business, which is first, conduct a case study to know the problems that your customer was facing. Second, produce a solution and know what your customer wants and what are the products or services that will satisfy your customers. So third, after you know what they want, you must let them know or let them prove yourself that your product is just right for them or fits in them. And lastly, see the result if your business have a high chance of getting known in the market, or it will just be a flop. So let's move on to the third book. So the third book is Managing Quality. So in this book, it helps us to appreciate the concepts and principles of total quality management, which is the customer focus, total employee commitment, process approach, integrated system, strategic and systematic approach, continual improvement, fact-based decision making, and communications. So in this book, it also provides some techniques and methods on how to maintain the quality of your organization. It may be to your employees, to services, and your products. So also in this book, it helps on how to maintain the consistency of the quality of your organization. So the last book is Managing Business Improvement and Quality. So in this book, it emphasizes on how to use methods and strategies effectively and efficiently, and also the problems that may occur when you use those methods and strategies. So this book serves as a guide for all of us that wants to have their own business, because it has methods, case studies, some tips, the techniques on how to improve your future business. So this book also helps us to prepare the strategies and methods, prepare the case studies, the framework to adjust to change, and prepared for the risk that may help us grow, learn, and be stronger for us to earn the future that we wanted. So this book serves as Barry G. Dale's main contribution in total quality management, because he uses these books as a tool in spreading his knowledge, experiences, and hard works to guide the existing entrepreneurs, his readers, and us, the aspiring and future entrepreneurs, to be knowledgeable about the track that we will going to take in the future. Barry Dale also has a huge impact in business world because many of the businessmen uses his book, his methods, his strategies, tips as a guide in running their businesses. Barry Dale also wants us to learn from through his books for us to make a future for ourselves, our family, our economy, and our country. And so that is the end of my presentation for today. And thank you for listening and goodbye.
Hi everyone, my name is Rose and Marco and I will be reporting about Joseph M. Duran. So, Joseph Moses Duran was born on December 24, 1904 and died on February 28, 2008. He was a highly respected and very influential quality guru. His works not only helped United States but also changed Japan, and his contributions are truly remarkable. So, it's time to look back on his life's impact to the world. Joseph M. Duran was born in the city of Brela, Romania in 1904, as one of the 6 children of Jacob and Giselle Duran. When he was 3, his family moved to Gurahumora. In 1912, the family immigrated to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hence, he and the rest of the Jewish family escaped the horror of the Holocaust, wherein 6 million Jews were murdered. What follows is a master story of a successful immigrant starting out in poverty but become one of the most respected authorities in his field. The family lived in shock, and Joseph pitched in by selling newspapers, where he also cheated by one of his customers. Later on, he works numerous jobs. As a student, Joseph was an avid reader and a very good in mathematics. In 1920, the same year his mother died, Joseph graduated high school. He then obtained his bachelor's degree in engineering from the University of Minnesota in 1924. In 1924, Joseph left his dad's home and started working at Western Electric's, later AT&T Hawthorne Works, where he assigned the inspection branch, nowadays known as quality control. Later on, he became a troubleshooter who investigated complaints. Duran climbed up the hierarchy, eventually becoming the head of Works Inspection Control Division. However, in retrospect, he considered himself as a pretty bad manager. While in Hawthorne, Duran married the love of his life, Sadie Shapiro, in 1927. Soon he had children, Robert Arnold, Sylvia Louise, and Charles Edward. The family survived the Depression in 1930. As a backup insurance, Duran enrolled in law school in 1931 and graduated in 1935. And he was admitted in Illinois Bar in 1936, although he never practiced. In 1937, still with AT&T, he moved to New York. Although his career was stalled by his own account in retrospect, due to his own stupidity by starting a fight with his boss for no reason whatsoever. Writing, war, academia, and consulting. In New York, he got in contact with many industrial societies. He soon enjoyed writing papers for the journal for these societies. During World War II, he was requested in 1941 by one of his former employees to join Statistics Division. Duran worked in the Lead-List Administration and Foreign Economic Administration. Towards the end of the war, Duran decided to go freelance, leaving AT&T in 1945 and becoming an independent consultant. Initially as a part of a consultancy, later on as a quite successful freelance consultant. He consulted for various companies and industries. In 1951, he published his first edition of the now famous Quality Control Handbook. After the war, he taught for a few years at New York University as an adjunct professor. He also became a good friend of another giant in consulting, Peter Drucker, a well-known management consultant. In 1953, Duran followed an invitation to Japan to lecture about quality. This was the start of his frequent trips to Japan. He visited numerous companies and also gave many well-received lectures on quality control. Overall, Duran visited Japan at least 10 times, all but one following an invitation from Japan. His last visit was 1990. Afterward, at age 86, his family told him no longer travel internationally due to his age. Duran himself started the Duran Institute in 1979, which still teaches quality. He is semi-retired at the respectable age of 90. Nevertheless, he wrote his autobiography Architect of Quality at the age of 92. He died on February 28, 2008 at the age of 103 due to a stroke. Duran is considered as one of the great minds in quality control. Some called him the man who taught quality to the Japanese. He is often mentioned in Japan along with Deming. Many of his books were translated into Japanese by Bsba, as were his lectures and papers. The first one is the Pareto Principle. Duran did not invent the Pareto Principle. It was the Italian Vilfredo Pareto. But Duran rediscovered it and applied to quality. It is also known as the 80 to 20 rule. In the context of quality, it means identifying the vital few and the trivial many. In other words, the small percentage of the root causes in manufacturing or services processes that account for the largest effect in terms of defect or cost. Next is the quality management principle. The principle of Duran's approach to quality is management theory. This involves a change of thinking away from mere focus on the quality of the end product to a wider examination of the human dimension of quality management. Education and training for the managers in the workplace is as important as the nuts and bolts of the manufacturing process. Other human factors such as resistance to change also need to be accounted for. Duran's management theory was fundamental in expanding quality management principles beyond the factory floor to principles that could also be applied to service-related processes. Last one is the Duran's Trilogy. The Duran's Trilogy, also called Quality Trilogy, was presented by Dr. Joseph M. Duran in 1986 as a means to manage for quality. The traditional approach to quality at that time was based on quality control. But today, the trilogy has become the basis for most quality management best practice around the world. In essence, the Duran's Trilogy is another way of thinking about quality. It fits all functions, all levels, and all products and service lines. The underlying concept is that managing for quality consists of three universal processes: the quality planning, quality control, and quality improvement. In quality planning, identify who the customer is. You need to know who is your target market. Determine the needs of those customers. What product will you produce? Translate those needs into management language. Develop a product that can respond to those needs. You have to know what product fits to your customers. Optimize the product features so as to meet management needs and customer needs. You have to make the best out of your product. In quality control, the statistical quality control movement gave the impression that the quality control consisted of using statistical methods. The reliability movement claimed that the quality control applied only to quality at the time of the test, but not during service life. Also, in quality control, proved that the process can produce the product under operating conditions with minimal inspections and transfer the product to operations. Today, the term quality control often means quality control and compliance. The goal is to comply with international standards or regulatory authorities, such as ISO 9000. In quality improvement, improvement happens every day in every organization, even among the poor performers. That is how business survives in the short term. Improvement is an activity in which every organization carries out tasks to make incremental improvements day after day. It also differs from planning and control, as it requires taking a step back to discover that may be preventing the current level of performance from meeting the needs of its customer. Duran proposes 10 steps to quality improvement. 10 steps of quality improvement. Build awareness of the need and opportunity to improve. Set goals for that improvement. Create plans to reach the goals. Provide trainings. Carry out projects to solve problems. Conduct projects to solve problems. Report on progress. Communicate results. Keep score and maintain momentum. Those are the major contributions of Duran. Now, let's move to books written by Duran. Conclusion. Throughout his career, Joseph M. Duran has led a very successful life and has made many contributions to the field of quality control and quality management. During his career, Duran taught many of society's leaders and affected the entire world. Ending out this report by saying Duran's philosophy. Without a standard, there is no logical basis for making decision or taking action.
Hi, so today I am going to give you a brief description who is David Garvin and what is his contribution in total quality management. David Alan Garvin, he was born on May 12, 1952 at New York City and died on April 30, 2017 at the age of 64 because of cancer. He was formerly Cyril and Christensen Professor of Business Administration at Harvard Business School. In 1987, David Garvin was suggested that there are 8 dimensions of quality that can serve as a framework for strategic analysis. The 8 dimensions of quality are performance, reliability, features, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, conformance, and perceive. Number 1, performance. It refers to a product's primary operating characteristics. Yung performance, yun yung nagagawa or yung function ng isang product. For example, bumili ka ng cellphone, di ba ang function ng isang cellphone is makapag-communicate kahit malayo yung ibang tao, makinig ng music, makanood ng videos. Yung performance, yun yung nagagawa ng isang product to do what it was supposed to do. Number 2, features are additional characteristics that enhance the appeal of the product or services to the users. Yung features naman, tinatawag siyang bells and whistles kasi mas parang ine-enhance niya yung product, parang mas pinapadami niya yung mga ginagawa. Di ba yung mga cellphone natin ngayon, ang dami niya ng features like finger scanner, GPS, face recognition, wide camera range, yung mga ganun. Number 3, reliability is a likelihood that the product will not fail within a specific time period. Yung reliability naman is consistency of performance. Yung cellphone na binili mo, ang sabi sa kanila, yung cellphone, kaya niya tumagal ng isang araw nang hindi nalolobat or hindi i-charge. So, within the day, kapag hindi siya nalobat, ibig sabihin nun, reliable and consistent yung sinabi nila. Number 4, conformance. It is the precision with which the products or services meets the specified standards. Yung conformance naman, pagsunod sa requirements or sa standard ng sinet ng company nila, mula sa paggawa na yun hanggang sa maging output na yung product, kailangan nasunod yung standard na sinet ng company nila. For example, ikaw mahilig ka mag-selfie and gusto mo malinaw yung camera. So, ang binili mong cellphone is iPhone. Diba malinaw yung camera niya? Ngayon, kapag nag-picture ka na, and kapag ginamit mo na yun, nakita mo na malinaw nga yung camera na yun, ibig sabihin, yung sinet na standard ng company na yun is nasunod. Number 5, durability. It measures the length of a product life. Yung durability naman is kung gaano katibay or tatagal yung isang product or yung lifespan ng isang product. Number 6, serviceability is the speed with which the product can be put into service when it breaks down, as well as the competence and the behavior of the service person. Serviceability naman is, for example, may sira yung cellphone na binili mo sa kanila and pumunta ka sa store nila para ipaayos mo. Mula kung paano nila ayusin yun, kung gaano kabilis nila ayusin yun hanggang gumana ulit, hanggang sa kung paano ka i-approach ng mga personnel nila doon. Yun yung serviceability, ganun. Number 7, aesthetics is the subjective dimension indicating the response of a user has to a product. Yung aesthetics naman, kung ano yung appearance ng isang product, from how does it looks, how does it feel, how does it sounds, yung design niya. And kapag sa food naman, how does it taste, how does it smell, ganon. Number 8, perceive. Is the quality attributed to a good or services based on direct measures. Perceive naman, di ba, minsan kapag bumibili tayo ng product, ang binibili natin is binibase natin sa nakikita. Like, for example, sa advertisement. And kapag bumibili tayo, di ba, minsan tinitingnan muna natin yung kung anong brand, kahit di pa natin minsan na-try, di ba? Pero kapag nakita natin yung brand, binibili na natin kasi alam natin na trusted yung company nila